Hello, everyone. Welcome to that work talk space.
Hello.
Hello.
I when I created that title, that invitation of this space of practice that I call listening to the genius of your son and daughter, it came from the necessity of discovering more how to hold space instead parenting. And I feel a lot of fear about being here with you in that space because I know that all of you that it's here, you are parents. You get birth to a children, you as woman. And you, Gabrielle, I know you created a child that that is Flora, right? So I feel fear because I didn't get birth to a child, and I feel fear because I don't have the experience of raising a child, and I know that you has that practice experience of being with a little baby and holding space to this little baby to grow up, and you has that experience, and and with this fear I feel also the joy of the noticings that I've been unfolding while being with parents, and traveling and being in different homes and observing the parents with the children, they're relating, and the dynamics, and what works, what it seems to be blocked, and and I and this joy moves me to share that what I notice, and that what I intuitively bring through me, or that I carry about that, about raising, about holding space for children. And this is my necessity in that space, that is to unfold that, and to, or more scary that it is, to be in that space of practice. So I have the intention to have a lot of practice space with you in that call today. And I propose to listen a bit of each one of you, of what your questions right now about this space of listening to the children, of like how it is for you listening, not just to the children, but when I say genius, I mean this part of the children that knows, that is in this unfolding, that that they are being, that the curiosity, the growing up that is happening all the time. And we carry that seed of the genius inside of ourselves also. And we started to block, to stop grow this part in us. And the children, somehow it's more visible, that genius. And it's not when I think genius, comes a lot this picture of cartoon, this crazy scientist with the hairs up, and the glasses, and the face like with the big eyes, and this picture of a crazy scientist, like the Back to the Future. How, who already had watched Back to the Future here? Okay, cool, amazing, all of you. So it's like this scientist in the Back to the Future, that he's crazy, he's trying out all the things. This guy, he didn't stop his genius to grow. He keep nourishing this genius, and he keep trying out things, even to explode the teletransport to the future. He, like, he try out, he experiment. He's an experimenter. So being a genius is about being an experimenter. And I want to hear from you where you are about that when relating to the children around you. And what do you notice about that?
So I have a daughter of 5 years old and a son of 10. And what I notice, or I lately started to notice, is that genius of my oldest son on his experiments and what he's feeling, and I see him sharing with other people. And somehow he stopped sharing it with me. And I question myself, why? Why don't we have this kind of conversations? And I believe that at some point I cut it, that communication, that connection. Somehow it was cut on the logistics, on we don't have time for this, on, you know, the rush. And I want to practice. I don't want to do that anymore, to continue cutting that connection. Yeah, and it's amazing because I relate to what you're saying, Gabriela. They know. And there were many moments when I stopped and really heard that. I see, I hear that, I sense that.
You sense that? Is that?
Yeah, it's not sensing, it's hearing, because they verbalize it and they say it very clearly. And I have different conversations with them where when I stop and really listen, it's gold what they bring. So yeah, I want to practice to have that even more, to understand where I'm cutting that connection.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's it. You're welcome.
Ludivine, I'm not listening you. Try it again.
No, it's not working.
Try one more time. No, it's not. It's not working. Try.
Now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's because of the speaker.
Okay, I was saying that I have a son of 2 years old, and I think I started to listen to him when I understood that I could just behave with him like if he was a human being like me, and not a kid like we used to talk like a little, I don't know how to say, like if he was not as like we're having the power, and we can use it about them as we want.
I propose you say in first person so we can get closer to your own experience of how it is for you.
I think I feel more listening for maybe 1 month. And it appears at the same time as I accepted that I had a hard time with him for 1 year, and to accept this beginning of his life, and accepting that he was hard for me, and just to let it be and say, okay, now there is another we are starting a new relation, and it's something like I felt more calm and ready to listen to him. And I feel now about this that there is more connection in between us and more cuddling, and like if he was saying, now I can talk to you because you're listening to me. Yes.
We share one experiment or one specific thing that you change that could create more that space of listening, of him saying, he coming more and sharing more with you.
I think I started to be more in my emotional body and stop being in my mental body when I was with him, and just being here and not thinking about what I has to do next, and just being in the present.
I think there was also this kind of anger that you had permanently about him before. Maybe you could speak about that.
Yes. I needed some time to understand that I had this anger of it, like it was his fault that I had this really hard postpartum time, and it was his fault because he arrived in my life, and that just make all the I don't know how to say it.
Say it in French.
It just changed my life in a way. It was so hard to accept that I had this anger with him. And I finally accepted to speak it loud, and to accept that I can say it, and I'm not a bad mother if I say it.
What I'm hearing you say then is that you stop to hide what you feel and pretend that is everything okay, but you started to be real with him and with yourself, first of all, right? Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was super connected to your sharing, Ludivine. Like I see that you brought like your experience, and I could connect to you. And I feel like all these feelings right now when you share this, and I can feel in my process of mother, like becoming a mother. I had many phases. My son is 5 years old, almost 6 now, 5 years old. And what happened to me is that I was like the problem solver, like a very, I think I shared also in the study group that this is this rescuer, and it was totally my Gremlin strategy of problem solvers. Like I love to do that, and so when he came, I realized that I was like the problem solver, like, but it was so intense because he came with all these feelings. I also use this metaphor, like a baby, like a newborn, can express in 1 minute the 4 feelings, like and if I see that, like the person that is numb, the person that has the high numbness bar, if you see a newborn expressing the 4 feelings in 1 minute, like it can be very scary. Like how come? What I can do right now? Like I need to fix that. Okay, so what I like for me was like, so crack my box in the first minute, like the first day, the first night that he was like he start to wake up every 12 times every night, and I couldn't sleep for at least 3 years. But the first year I had to stay with my arms, like, and also walk during the night, and like was really a crazy moment that I was also feeling all these feelings, and I was trying to solve these problems. So solve the problems. I was like totally in the root of solving problems. And then I did like a family constellation when he was 7 months, and the family constellation was so clear that I asked a person to be me and a person to be my son. Actually, the person that was me was a child. I asked a child, like 10 years, the daughter of the family constellator. It was incredible that. And I asked Yuri, my son, to be this oldest woman of the circle. And this girl was like putting many cushions, like creating a tower of cushions. And then the Yuri that was playing Yuri was every time like destroying the cushions, and the girl was like putting the cushions. What me was like, and I start to cry and laugh and cry and laugh and cry and laugh. Like, it was really like incredible that I was feeling how much it was clear for me that I wasn't connecting to him. I was really like connecting to become the best mother, or to perform, like to create a best role of mother, like the one that will provide us like structure. I was like creating structure, and I was missing totally the connection. I was missing the connection. I was always thinking about the next step. So I start to really listen to myself. I start to really listen to voices. I start to really a lot, because I stay a lot with my son a lot. Like I moved to Italy and I stayed for a long time, only me and my son many times during the day. And so I start to listen the voices of my head. And for me was incredible moment that I start to see my survival strategy. I didn't know about survival strategy at that time. I didn't know about gremlin. I didn't know about ego states, but I start to experience that. So when I met PM, that for me was like, okay, this is what I have been experiencing in these last years, and it gave me clarity about what I was feeling. And so I celebrate a lot right now how and my difficulty right now is that I'm trying to step out from mother culture, and my son is in a mother culture, like he's going to kindergarten, and I take him sometimes earlier, and we stay together. So I'm trying to kind of crack also the structure of the daily life. But my difficulty right now is that sometimes he brings me things that I don't want to talk. For example, mother culture things like, and my X on the map is that how can I be with him in this transformation that I'm inside of me right now, like the steps that I want to make and create this connection between me and him. Yes, I think this is the biggest thing right now. Yeah, there are also emotion fear that I did in an emotion healing process about this fear of not fitting in. Like I realized that I had this in me. So this adapting, like I was feeling fear of not fitting, for example, in my family. And I have, like, if I start to choose new things for him, like things that is not from this culture that we are living now right now, he won't fit in this culture, this modern culture. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marina.
I feel a lot of sadness about this topic of listening to the genius of my child, because I just realized now, like recently, last weeks, when I'm in the travel with my family and I spend a lot of time with my kids, how much I was neglecting them. And yeah, I feel sad now, like how I didn't see them. And just now I discover like who they really are. Especially I see it in my son. He's now 4 years old almost. And I noticed, I discovered that I have this tendency to do my thing, to do the thing my way. Like I'm so concentrated, or I was, now it's changing in the process of this, of doing the things that I planned to do. That I had some story that I have to do something, I have to create something. And it was out of my reality, out of my life, basically, that I'm in. Because my life is now, I'm with my family and I'm with my kids, and I'm holding space for them. And I felt so much fear of being the mother that I was just running away. It was for my way of escaping from motherhood, because I didn't know how to handle this, and I did it unconsciously mostly. And now I feel like I'm just start to learn holding space for my kids. And I feel a lot of fear because I don't know exactly how it goes. And what I experience now is that we are living now with also other parents. And And I just start to discover like what Leo is doing in the space. And I feel so much glad about that. Like I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised this what he creates with all of us in the space. And it can only happen when I let go.
What is the
Like
thing he's creating?
well, he is creating a lot of he's a community weaver. He creates a lot of like a social thing, like gathering people together, making the circles, dancing, playing the music, having fun. Like he wants us to be together. And I realized like this what I was blocking also here is that yeah, I wanted to do something that I want. Like we are all here speaking English and he doesn't speak English yet. He couldn't understand. So we were speaking English, and because we had so important topic with other adults to talk. And then so I was somehow wanting him to do something different so that we can talk, and not really allowing him energetically to the space, or like trying to give him something to do so he is busy. And I feel sad about that, because yesterday we had a meeting and we break this pattern. Like we said, okay, we want to hear Leo. We want to hear what he is bringing into the space. And then it was completely different space. and this is I'm learning like how to let go of my, I don't know, stubbornness, or my way of how it should be, or how my day should look like, and just being in this what is, or what wants to happen in the space with all of us, also with my kids, and really holding space for them to be no, actually holding space for adults so that we can be present with kids, because they are present. It's just that I somehow I didn't want them to be so present. And
Because
yeah, because I was so blinded with my my plan. Like I was feeling that my kids, they are disturbing me, they are bothering me, they are on my way to do this what I want. And I was so much out of the reality with this, because because they are here and I'm here, and is this what is? And I was trying to not see it, like trying to yeah, skip this part somehow. Yeah, and now I'm this really this discovery of what is my real purpose, what is what I want to create right now. And I know that I didn't discover that yet, but I have this strong sense in me that this what is my purpose, and what I want to create. It includes completely Leo and Mia, my kids, and somehow I want to connect it. I want to yeah, use this possibility that we are here together, that I am with them as beings here. And not just putting them in some container and me in some containers, that we have like a parallel lives, because it's not working for me. Yeah, that's me. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. There is something that kept coming to my door when I was listening to you all. Is when did I stop? How did I wrote this? When did I stop this necessity to grow? When did I stop? Or when did I decided that yeah, I can basically live with a plan and stop relating to the universe? And I thought about this because it reminds me like a kind of master that I've been in connection with in India that used to say the same thing about spiritual growth and how I had the connection for growing up by considering that I have a plan and that I can cut myself from the necessity of evolution. And that instead of being this conscious child that still have this desire to grow, this curiosity for the next thing I can do, or I can to unfold more and being more myself, I choose in one point of my life to say, no, I have enough. I can stay wherever I am and keep the things rolling with my plan. And what I'm seeing right now with my child is that it's very, very difficult to see her. She's living with her mother, and the mother is very great and gentle, and there is absolutely no violence, but she is kind of suffocating my daughter because she's putting so much barriers and blockages that is very difficult to see her. Even so, I'm continuing and finding other ways like the justice to keep the things rolling. And I wouldn't have never imagined that my child would put me in such path, like rediscovering what is justice, what it can serve, and what I can learn from that. Even so, I was so much resisting to go in this path. And it's really a deep learning also about vulnerability, like becoming more and more vulnerable with the mother and telling her, I want to see her, whether you don't want, I want to see her, I will come. Even if you close the door when I come to Paris for that, I will stay there the whole day. And I will tell my daughter that I'm gonna be there, whether you like it or not. And yeah, it's like I never had imagined that she could bring me this kind of awareness and yeah, like this path of being more and more vulnerable as a father. So, and it brings me a lot of like this big question, this big spiritual question: how much am I not listening to my own genius, like in my life? Where are the parts where I put like this kind of I'm closing, so that look, this works, I can continue the same thing, instead of relating, because it's scary. So yeah, I don't have anything. Yeah, I don't know how to, if I have anything more to add to that.
Thank you, Gabriel. I notice listening all to you, I feel sad because there's a common point in somehow in your sharings that is about trying to be a good parent, like trying trying to do better and to be a good parent. And I was already in 2 parent groups also, and I sensed that good and bad, when it's about being mother or father, so strong. It's like, if I do that, I'm good mother, and if I do that, I'm bad. And what I noticed, the consequence of it is that when we put the bad, like, this is bad, so it's bad to separate the children from the space, or it's bad to block the communication, or it's bad to be angry when I'm in the space with the children, or whatever the bad is. When there is the bad, you try to fix it. You want to try to fix, to be good. So you put a lot of energy to fix yourself and to fix your child. So you put a lot of energy to fix the relationship with the child. And the children can feel that. The children can feel that you're trying to fix something in relating with them. And then they might think, is there's something wrong with me because I'm trying to be fixed? And then sometimes you find a thing that you put in the box of good. This is good. So I will do that. I always do a completion loop. Or it's good to have the children in the space. And then you always want to put the children, not separating the children from the space. And the good creates, have to be like that always. So when you put something in the box of the good, you want to keep the things the same. And this is how I get how good and bad is out of reality. It is totally 2 fantasy worlds that we learn to live in, to not be present. So I get really touched when you shared, Eva, that you're trying all the ways to not be present because your children was inviting you all the time to be present. And when relating with children, this is one of the things that, one of the ways that really block the listening to the genius, that is suppressing the presence, the present moment, what's happening now. By pretending that we are not feeling angry, by pretending that we are not scared, by trying to do better, by trying to not do a mistake. So I want to do a map about this bad and good before I want to go to the experiential reality of discovering that map inside of you, of the ways that you block the listening of the genius. And I'm trying to find even another way of saying, because I noticed I was feeling anger when I wrote your children, and I know I was listening to you saying, I have a child. And this, what my anger communicates to me is like, this reveals the thoughts where we take from the parents of our parents, that the child is something we possess and it's something we have. So it's mine. It's my child. I have it. And there's nothing bad with that. Speaking about the bad and the good, but what I noticed that the ripples of that so far is that, okay, so no one have opinion, like no one can say anything about the way I relate with my child, or I have the last answer, or I have the last decision about this human being. The way to hold space for this human being, I have the last answer. the last decision. I have the power because it's mine. And this can be quite scary to confront that piece of software. To confront this part that I possess, it's mine. And I don't know yet how to refer or what another ways. And I don't think that changing that to something, I just want to put light on this piece that I noticed when you're talking. And when I announce the work talk, that this is coming from me. And the proposal I have for now is we go in breakout rooms, and in pairs, you have 4 minutes to do it consciously, the ways you block the listening of the genius of the child. And discover it while you are doing. It's not a performance or like a theater. It's really a place to you to see your noticing what you are noticing while you are interacting. And you the person that is with you, you role play the child, the young human being, and you will have an interaction with this young human being that you relate every day of your life. And you relate in a way that you exaggerate a little bit of the way you do it, so you can really see what are the things that you are blocking the listening. What are the ways that you are trying to move out from presence, of putting bad and good? And you that are role playing the child, you follow your intuition, you enter in the field of this human being that the person asks you to be, and you let the impulses come without thinking. So whatever the thing is that comes to you to do as this child role play. And so it'll be 4 minutes you acting from how you do it in your daily life. And then for 2 minutes, after you close the 4 minutes, you share from your feelings. I feel angry, scared, sad, glad, because. And you share from your heart what you're feeling and what did you notice. And after 6 minutes, we change. Is there any question or addition before we go to the practice space?
The person was sharing with the other one as sharing the way, for example, I block the connection to my daughter, and the other is only listening, correct?
You're not sharing the way you block. You're sharing what you feel after these 4 minutes that you consciously experience blocking. You share your feelings about that. And another person.
Okay. And before in the 4 minutes, it's like saying how I block the connection to flow, for example.
You will act. You will do it.
Yeah, okay.
So
I'm
the
doing
role play, the role play, you interact. You have an interaction and you role play with it.
So the other person is my child, for example.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And because you
4 minutes each.
and Gabriel, you are in the same, I will put you together in one breakout room.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hita?
4 minutes each?
Yeah. 4 minutes, 2 minutes. 4 minutes doing it, 2 minutes sharing it. And I propose you take care of the time, because I will practice with you also.
Ouais, il le fait bien.
Okay. See you in 12 minutes, 13 minutes.
See you.
Mm.
Hello, Gabriela.
I want to start role play, Yuri.
Okay.
I am Yuri.
Yuri, record.
Why you looking to me, mommy? Mommy.
Yeah, I'm just reminding you that we need to. You need to take shower. In 5 minutes.
I don't want. I want to play.
Okay, so what I. Okay, but you need to take shower. So my proposal, if you want, we can take shower right now, and then we play right after. Okay, Yuri, because it's very late, and tomorrow we need to wake up early.
But why I don't have to wake up early?
Yeah, you need to go to school, Yuri. Tomorrow you have school.
I don't want to go to school. I don't like it.
So Yuri, yeah, if tomorrow I will organize myself, and I will come to take you from school earlier, okay? But you need to go tomorrow.
But why? Why? I don't want. I just want to be with my friends, but I don't want to go, mommy.
Yeah. You know that in 1 week we'll have some days without school, and so we will maybe do something in the nature. So yeah, just one week, okay? Just 1 week, and then we do something. But right now, yeah, yesterday you didn't take shower, so let's take shower right now, Yuri, and then we play a little bit. Okay.
Oh, mommy, if I take shower now, can I play video game today until later and tomorrow and in the next day?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No. No, definitely not.
Oh, you said yeah, mommy. Why not?
No, Yuri, it's that I don't like this. Like, I don't like that you do, like, video games is really like disturbing your eyes. When you watch, for example, cartoon, after 20 minutes you're like, oh. And yeah, but
And go
I
to
don't know. Mm-hmm.
have 2 minutes to share your feelings about that experience.
Yeah, I can feel, I sense this joy, which is unconscious joy of kind of trying to destroy, like I don't want to negotiate anything, like you're small and I'm gonna say what to do. Like, I can feel that my gremlin very active when I was like, who do you think you are that you're trying to negotiate with me? It's me now. I feel fear. About that. Is And I feel fear that I cannot negotiate, really. That I'm not, yeah, I feel fear that I'm always telling myself that I'm doing something wrong, because maybe I have this unconscious anger of destroying too. So I'm not present with him. Like I'm not present with that situation. So there are like overlaps of overlapping emotions, like here, and then there is Yuri in front of me. So I could see that. Yeah, I feel sad that there is this being so much alive, and I don't know what to do with this aliveness. I don't know. I kind of try to contain this aliveness in a container, like, and I also feel fear of this emotional fear of the future, that the thing that I'm doing right now, the thing that he's asking me, I already imagining disasters.
Thank you, Marina.
Yeah.
Was 2 minutes. Yes, I will change not. I will put the time again.
Who am I playing?
I want you to play Antonio. He's 10 years old.
Okay.
Hello, Antonio.
Hi, Gabriela. You want to play soccer?
I don't want to play soccer. Why you're not studying? Why you're not studying right now? Your mother said she let me to take care of you, and she said that you need to study right now. Why you're not studying?
I don't like that. I just really don't like. Like I tried, like I don't like math. That's the thing. And I have to do the homework of math.
I can help you. I can help you. What do you need help? I was really good in mathematics at school. So I can help.
Really, you like math?
I didn't like, but I was good. I can help you.
Let me, like, if you don't tell my mother, we can just play soccer a little bit, and then you help me to do that. Or yeah, can you do for me a little bit the homework? Then
No.
we can finish earlier.
Your mother would be really angry, Antonio. I will be in messy. I will give you chocolate. You like chocolate.
You don't need to tell her. You don't need to
You
tell
like
her.
chocolate. Yeah, but she can discover. She can discover. I'll give you chocolate. We eat chocolate together while doing it.
Yeah. Okay. The homework.
Yeah.
Right. So let's do it right now. Yeah, I want chocolate. So let's do it right now. But really, like I wanted to help me because I'm very bad at math and I cannot do that. And please, can you do that for me, the homework?
Then you will not learn. I can't do it for you. I can help you.
Okay. Okay, but then we play soccer, okay?
I will not play soccer with you
Mm.
because you are a child, and I can't play soccer with you because I will have another things to do. I have adult things to do. After our homework, I have to hold space for another person. I have a EHP. I explained to you later earlier that EHP, it's a kind of work I do, so I can't.
But why you are always in the front of computer all the time? I want to play with you, like all the time you're in front of computer. Oh.
The end.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I'm gonna just
Yeah. I put the 2 minutes. I feel angry. I feel angry because especially the two things I did about convincing and this no. It's what when I'm with child, not just with child, but with people also, but with child get more clear because they, like Antonio, he question more, so it get more visible to me. It's first is trying to convincing to do what I want, the way I want to do it. So I feel sad. I feel sad about the manipulating, like, and this is so unconscious. This happens so fast. It is like I want him to do so I get free, even like I'm holding space for him because his mother asked me, and then I want to get rid fast so I'm free. It's like that. It's a work. It's a work to be with him. And I feel sad because is that I don't get to connect with him and be with. It's like no, that there's no time, and I don't have what I'm yes for him. I'm no for that. I'm no for that. I'm no to. I feel fear because I don't know what is my yes.
Problema.
just a sec. A Gabriela, se não me engano. Você quer? Eu tô na reunião agora. Você quer falar?
Let me say something to him.
O quê?
Hello, Yuri.
Alô?
Do you remember me? Você se lembra de mim? Eu me lembro de você. I will bring us back to the main room, Marina.
Thank you.
I forgot to record. So after the practice we did together in the work talk, I forgot to press the button to keep recording. And in the end of the work talk, Eva gave the possibility to me weaving the discoveries we did in the second part of the work talk. So I'm doing that now, so it stays in the recording. After the practice, two main discoveries we did as a group. It was this map about parenting and space holding, and about how the concept or the software about parenting blocks us to listen and to be with the child, of being with the genius of the child. And one of the ways we found out is this this way relate as a from the parent ego state of rules, of should, of haves with the child, like that this way of communicating is that being in eye level with the child. So the example that Hita brought was about his son and her daughter, her son, that the logistics fill up this space. So it's like there's all these fighting and this spend of energy in the time of taking shower or eating or time of playing, or this is time for it, this is time for it. So the logistics fill up the space. And talking about that, we discovered that we as adults, we carry a lot of rules with ourselves how things should be. And then we block the experiencing of discovering from inside how it is like to do like that and how it is like to do like that. And then we cut the possibility of choosing, of deciding from the experimentation and from the small now, from the experience. And the experiment that came up that Hita will do and share in the group is that for 1 week, for the next week, she will hold space for Antonio and Luisa to discover when they want to take a shower, like they experience the instinctness. And also she will go through that experience by herself, because she noticed that she has this emotional fear that it's bad to not take a shower. And so she do from an external motivation, showering, because she has to. And this is the shift from parenting to space holding, that is, you discover with them and you go through experimentation in life, because life is this constant experimentation. So yeah, my invitation to her was like also to go with that in that journey with them. And okay, if I take a shower not take a shower for 1 day, what happens? For 2 days, what happens? For 3 days, what happens? When and if I want to take a shower? And this can sound so crazy to the box. The box, if you don't know, is this structure of what we believe that it's reality or that is true, is our ego or our conditions of how life should be, is these rules, assumptions about life. And we have certain, like we have in our box, right, it's good to take shower every day. It is, I have to. And this is the shift that can happen. This is an experiment you can try that is not about not having any structure or letting go ever all agreements and then the child choose everything about how things goes. It's about creating small containers of experimentation where the child discover by herself what happens. Because another thing about parenting, the map we were discovering of parenting and space holding, is that parenting, there is this separation between child and adult. So the child knows less what is better. The child is not a human being. The child is a child. And we forget to relate with this child as a human being. So we change our voice when we are talking with a child, or we try to adapt ourselves or give our center to a child, because we don't see them as human beings as us, just with the difference of age and experience in this physical body. So an experiment also to try, that we are trying that group, is how to relate with a child as a human being as us, as a being that has a gremlin, that has a box, that is building up a box, that has underworld, that has a gremlin. and that is a complete, is a whole complex human being. How do we relate with them? And so we started to build up this map, and let me see if I can share it. What we started to create. Yeah, it's here. So we started to create this map, and it's in the beginning. During this week, we will keep filling up this map. There's this distinction between parenting and space holding. Parenting a child and space holding for a child. And in the parenting, there is this parent ego state rules, like first breakfast, later playing. And this is time for it. And then also there is this giving the center way when being around, and this fear of what people will think. So the example that come to me is when I was in the airplane and a child was crying, and the parents were scared, and they were not aware that they were scared. But I could notice then that they were scared of what people will think in the airplane. They will get annoyed with the screaming of the child, and so then they were trying to control the child and make everything to the small baby to stop crying. So we're putting the, I don't know this word in English, but putting the chupeta, the protection in the mouth, putting the, like, wanting to give something to eat to the baby, putting the cell phone to the baby, like even a cell phone. Baby, I think, was like 9 months. So they were trying to put all the distractions to the baby stop to feeling, to shut up the baby because of the fear of the others. So they were giving their center away. And also we discovered that fear of negotiation, of negotiating with another adult, of communicating. I'm holding space for my baby cry now. You have a headphone that you can use. I don't know what else it could be, but it's like to communicate clear what's happening. Another thing we discovered, this parenting that blocks the listening, the being with, is this rightness of this has to be the way I want to do is the right. And you, because you have less experience, because you were a child, you don't know what is better for you. And there is also this thing about filling up the space. So most of us discovery in the role play practice that we were trying to convince the child to do in our way, and we are putting things to convince, giving reasons why you have to shower now, giving reasons why you have to do your homework now, justifications, and putting these rules, expectations, emotions in the way of negotiating. In this part, we discovered a skill that is missing to parents, to space holders of children, that is learning to negotiate logistics, learning to negotiate logistics with a child. And this is a skill that can be practiced. So practice that they will try in the parent group, it is, and you can try in your team, in your possibility team, in your Thre cell, it is to have 3 people, one coach, one role play that will role play the child and the space holder, and the space holder will practice to negotiate the logistics with the child, and the coach will be giving feedback and coach to the space holder to empower and to try new things, and see what happens. When you are more clear, when you try to convince, when you try to manipulate, when you make a question, what happens different? And this is a way to practice this skill, is that filling up the space, learning to negotiate. And this was another things we discovered about the right and wrong, good and bad. We were speaking in the beginning, and that the parent know better, and the child that assume that the child don't know. And the way of this good and bad box that you were talking before, it is the practice, it is the acting, and not numbing as ourselves for the results. It's like being 1 week not showering and asking how are you feeling, what's happening to you, what are you thinking, what are your thoughts, what are your feelings about that, and not numbing to the results and trying out new things. So the way out of good and bad and coming to reality, it is experimenting and noticing what you discovered, and experimenting and noticing it. Because then there is no bad or right. There is the experiments of each moment that is telling, I want that now, I want that now, I want that now. And this was about what the child is proposing. It is not value. So one example I think Ludivine gave was, well, usually he has to play before eating. And then she had this assumption that this is not valuable because first she has the rule, first is the logistics, and then later on it is the fun. But why? Like where does it come from? That order, that thing. So yeah, misvaluing the proposals from the child is another way of this parenting construct we were exploring, and that blocks the flow and the connection. And the last thing we were exploring was this, you cannot help with the logistics. So for example, she was saying about the cooking. She was cooking and she wanted to do it fast, but because the child is learning, it takes more time. She's experimenting. And then there is this fear in the mother, I'm losing time, I need to do it fast. And then it's like, okay, you can't help with the logistics because this is an adult thing. So the separation of this is for child, this is for adult. These were some of the discoveries we collect after the experiment. And we will create a next space to explore more about the space holding of finding out skills and possibilities to move from parenting to space holding, like how it is to move, to shift your the place where you move in life with children everywhere, and moving the point of origin inside of your system from parenting, from educating and shaping how a child should be, to holding a space to a child. And holding a space includes all the 4 lineages, include being a guardian, include being clear, having shapes, having agreements, having values that are central and that not negotiable. So what are the centered values in relating with the child that you hold space for? That is not negotiable for you. So there's all this realm. There's the equality of the village weaving, of playing, of weaving the child with the village, and with the friends, and weaving it with the surrounding. There is the quality of the game word builder, and that I'm discovering while I'm speaking, like how this would look like. But I think this would like the creation that emerged from the relating space with the child, and there is the evolutionary that is this part of I would say healing, but I feel fear about that is not exactly healing, because I don't know about that, but I think it would look like the revolutionary lineage in the holding space for relating with a child would be this caring, this emotional part of holding space, and it's holding space in all these dimensions and all these levels with all the perspectives. But the shift is that you shift from this parent ego state rules statement to being a vessel, a container to that child to unfold. And this takes skills, this takes a specific set of skills, this takes healing in yourself, of going through the process, this takes learning spirals, this take a team. This is fun. This can be high level fun. Of there are some people creating right now bridge houses for parents, like with families, and this is such a rich environment to practice such skills, and you can be the source of creating that in your life, of coming with more 2 or 3 families and learning. It's a life of learning. There is no place to reach to become the good parent, the good mother, and the good father, and then you graduate as this good mother, and then you do everything right with the child, and they will not be traumatized, and they will be perfect. This is a fantasy. It's not about that. It's about learning and discovering and having adventure and love and transformation while you are with these human beings that you gave birth, but they don't belong to you. I feel a lot of fear of the amount of things that is coming, and there's this sensation that I want to keep talking, even that I'm talking alone, and I know I'm talking to a necessity in the field, and for you, to you also, that is listening in the future from now. And I choose to pause for now and encourage you to take the steps of creation in your own circle, in your own space, to practice and to start over about parenting, and stopping to try to be a good parent. Yeah, I will create a new space to explore this part of the map, and we find each other in another spaces. Thank you. Bye.